Camptown Races. Sing your song. Doodah, doodah. That's what we're here to talk about today.
Ooh.
Are you going to the Camptown Races?
No, I've been before.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I mean, it was okay. I mean, like I don't understand where the camp came in. Like, I've never been to a camp town. I mean, I guess I have. There was like the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, like, consider like places where they used to like lumberjacks lived and stuff. You know, they had like big like lumberjack communities. That's a camp town.
Is that really what it is? Is that
they gotta have
town?
races there? Maybe dogs, horses. People.
Did they have races at camp towns? I'm just now realizing that. Like,
I can definitely tell you they had racists.
Yeah. That's
Camptown racists,
like,
sing your song,
doodah,
doodah.
Like all those old songs, like that we've sung since childhood. I'm pretty sure like they all have some sort of like incredibly offensive racist background. Mm-hmm. Like they're just like, oh yes. Camptown, you know, that's where the that was the site of like a huge massacre in the 1800s.
Right.
Let's see. References, composition. Historians cite the village of Camptown, Pennsylvania as the basis for the song. Okay.
Oh, so it does have a dark past. It takes place in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. The races were resumed nearby in 1965 as a foot race without horses. The Pennsylvania Historical Society confirmed that Foster, I guess that's the guy who wrote it. Yeah, Stephen Foster, traveled through the small town and afterwards wrote the song. The Bradford County Historical Society documents that Foster attending school in the nearby Towanda and Athens in 1840 and 1841. Okay, so it was like a horse race that they had in this place called Camptown, Pennsylvania. Oh wait, the lyrics talk about a group of transients in a camp town who bet on horses to try to make some money. Being that betting on horses was considered immoral, the Camptown ladies may have also been shady. Despite the minstrel tradition being widely considered racist, yep, here we go. This is another songs written during that period have managed to remain standards in the American national repertory.
Yeah. Well, cool.
You know, this is an educational podcast, most of all.
It is, and that's your education for today. Now we're about to get into some bullshit. It's time to get into some bullshit. I said bullshit. Time to shit in your bowl.
So you just learned something. Now this is like a auditory oh my god, what are they called?
Podcast.
No, you know where they kill the part of your brain.
Lobotomy.
Lobotomy, yes. We're giving you an auditory
lobotomy. That sounds like a Ramones song, man.
Yeah, we're going to destroy your frontal lobe with some Star Trek and other nonsense.
Hell yeah. Yeah. By the way, we're Soy Trek. My name is Britton.
I am Pat.
And we're here today to talk about some Star Trek, the animated series, to be specific. But until then, did you know we have a Patreon?
I've heard of this before, yeah.
Yeah, over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. We do some stuff over there. We got other podcasts. We got the Media Dungeon. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. But we got over there. We got the Media Dungeon. We got Soy Trek, this podcast, and we got Prison Breakdown. We also have some defunct podcasts that you might like to listen to. Hundreds of episodes, like 500 episodes of different podcasts. Think about that. Think about how many podcast episodes that is. That's a lot of episodes to listen to.
Some would say too much, but others say just right.
Yeah, I'd say, you know what? If you want to look through the archives, there's got to be something to tickle your fancy. Yep.
Tickle something.
Tickle something. Yeah, tickle your pickle. You ever had your pickle? You ever had your pickle tickled?
I mean, I've kind of had to, sign a NDA from my uncle, so I can't really get in talking about the pickle tickling.
Yeah.
Very specifically, but I could say is like my uncle made me sign it.
Can
like
you
really? Also, when I was like. I don't think it's even legally binding. I was like underage.
Right. Just one question: feathers, yes or no?
Yeah. There were some feathers. I mean, not from a bird.
Interesting. Not from a bird. I don't know how to take that.
I said that, and I just realized there's no other animal that has that grows feathers.
So over at our Patreon, for as little as $2 a month, you can help keep this show editorially independent and ad-free, as well as all of our other shows. And you can help do other cool shit, like I don't know, vote on what we watch every week, either for this podcast or for our other podcast, the Media Dungeon. What else can you do? You can do some cool ass shit, right? Like what? You can I don't know. You can look through our archives. We got videos of old episodes too. When we used to do video back when you were here. Now it's kind of different. Oh yeah, I still need to send you this better webcam. I keep forgetting about that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just been sitting right here, and I look at it every now and again. I'm like, shit, I should put that in the mail.
I just have my grainy one.
Yeah.
And really, God, I should really put tape over it so like I can't be spied on.
Yeah. I mean, are you ashamed of anything you do?
No, I mean, actually, I don't even really use a laptop for anything except podcasting. So I only open it up when I'm already on camera.
You don't use it for D&D anymore?
No, I should. My brother wants to start another D&D campaign with me. I was just like, it's like, it's hard to find time to do D&D. It takes hours.
Right.
And just also like playing Dungeons and Dragons with my brother, it just becomes like it like trying to accomplish an actual goal is impossible, because it's just like going off on like bizarre tangents he wants to go on. So
like political tangents and shit.
No, it's just like something takes his fancy. Like there was, I think I told you how like, yeah, there's like one D&D campaign I spent like all this time writing. Like it was like had all these twists and turns. I fully developed every single like character they could interact with, and like, you know, that there was like this huge mystery to solve, and because they had to escape from this in an unescapable prison. And so I was just like, ooh, they're gonna have so much fun. And then like there's this like, I want to spend my time in this prison making prison wine. And I was just like, don't you want to explore the mysteries of what of how to escape and how you even got there? And he's like, oh, I just want to make wine, make prison wine, sell it. I'm like, all right. And so it was just like 4 hours a day of just like him going through the process of bootlegging and becoming a prison bootlegger.
That sounds tedious as fuck, dude.
Yes, they're always like, it's always like this.
I would not like doing that at all.
And I would always try to like derail it and try to bring them back into like, to put them back on path to be like, you're supposed to be escaping this prison, kind of like, and they're just like had no interest in trying to find an escape. Like, all right, or even talking to any of the characters that I spend time developing. Like, all right, fuck it. Yeah.
Well, that really sucks, man.
Yeah, so it's like they find some other character who I didn't really develop. They want to talk to that character for some reason. I'm just like, why? And so then it's just like, but you give them too big of a sandbox sometimes.
Yeah, right. You gotta put them on a leash, put them on rails. Sometimes stuff's a little better on
gotta
rails.
Because I there was like, because they used to do the same thing when we played like the Vampire the Masquerade game.
Mm-hmm.
And so then like they wanted to spend time smashing soda like soda machines for some reason. Like I was just like, and so then I made it a recurring villain, like a robotic soda machine that came and haunted them and became their mortal enemy.
That rocks. I like that. Anyway, over on our Patreon, for $5 a month, we give you a shout out and say thank you to people just like, what are we going to do here? Which effect are we doing today? Robot? Let's do robot.
Let's do robot.
All right, here we go.
Former Twink, D. Riker, Star Trek Enjoyer, 7 of 9, SFC Punk, Gillian McCrary, Skeptic, Lock Fanile, Sam Mayo, Shane Williams, Shrimp God, Jody, Teddy, B. Flake, Dandy Leone, Professor David Craning Sights, Luna Dahlia, Elizabeth Hearn, Jordan Hale, Dylan Lance, Danny, Phil McCavity, Anthony Cabrera, Shane Sawyer, Nick Savard, Kyle Simmons, Jor Moore, Gursky, Vinny, Abigail Simpson, Iggy, Ethan Adams, Asher Pliskin, Robert Yolito, Gabe Siciliano, Jose Martinez, Awful Star Trek Drawings, Papa Poison, Nathan G, and our good friends over at the Hate Speech
Howie Mandel, motherfucker, what's up?
Coming for your job, bitch.
Yeah, right. Am I? So something he does? I don't think he does that shit.
Now you can retroactively make Bobby's world into Brit's world.
Oh, I like that. I should just like superimpose my face onto Bobby. That'd be a great use of my time.
Make your head very long.
Yeah,
like
the other football. Way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby did have a weird shaped head. Like, can you imagine
motherfucker had a football head. He had a fucking weird ass head.
Mother just got all blown out from giving birth to Bobby. Like her other two children had normal sized heads. And then Bobby's head's like 3 times the size of a normal child.
Right. Yeah, that'd be.
She had to get labiaplasty. Just get that thing back in order.
It was out of order. They put up the do not disturb sign on that thing after.
It's like, I gave birth to a child with like a football-shaped head.
Arnold from Hey Arnold. Like, no wonder he lives with his grandparents. His mom probably died in childbirth trying to push that shit out.
Well, yeah, supposedly his mom, Hey Arnold's parents died in a plane crash because they were adventurers or something. Yeah. But I'm sure that's like just a story like his grandfather just told him. Just like, he's like, no, like your mother got, split in half from giving birth to you and your father killed himself.
So over at our Patreon for $10 a month, you get access to
the Media Dungeon,
which is my private movie server where I got about 21,000 films. I actually have less shows up right now than I usually do, but I usually have 1,800. One of my media servers went down. That was just full of shows. Oh, no. Yeah, or one of my hard drives. So I'm working on recovering that right now. So hopefully that'll be back up soon. But yeah. So that's where I'm at, Pussycat. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? For $20 a month, you get access to merchandise. Come down and buy my wares. Where I send you classic Soy Trek merchandise and maybe some new kind of merchandise as well. Yeah. I don't sell it to you. I send it to you for free with your subscription every month. Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So get that shit.
So get that fucking shit. Yeah. It's that good dookie. You know what I'm saying? It's that good duke. I don't know what I'm saying.
It's probably just take that really good dookie.
Yeah, just take a really good dookie. So that's our Patreon at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. Check it out. It's some good shit. Good shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying. Camptown Racist, sing your song, doo-dah, doo-dah. I don't know why I have that stuck in my head. That's a dumbass song.
What if it was Camptown Racist doo-doo? Doo-doo.
Oh, I'd be more into it. Or Camptown Racist, sing your song, doo-doo, doo-doo. I have poop in my mouth. I'm a racist bitch. I'm a racist bitch. I'm a racist bitch. That'd be better, right?
I mean, you just got to keep singing that until it gets out of your head and can move on to another song.
Yes.
Maybe when the Saints go marching in.
Which probably has a very racist past.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, as we said, like all those songs, like they're probably sang them at like Klan meetings or something.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. When the Saints go marching in, definitely. That's a white Christian nationalist song, I feel. Right?
Yeah. It's like we're specifically talking like when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the specifically white saints go marching in.
There are no black saints when the saints go marching in.
It's like, geez, I forgot that was even a lyric.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's in the second verse. Like the second verses to all of these fucking songs are just vile. Like we just don't know them. We all only know the first song. Like the second verse in the national anthem. Oh my God.
God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It starts out like, oh, say, can you see all the blacks over there? And it only gets worse from there.
It just becomes Tomorrow Belongs to Me. Like the not
just becomes a Screwdriver song.
Yeah. All the second verses in German. It's just like, oh, I wonder what the German verses are, and then we find out like, oh no,
no, we shouldn't have translated those. Yeah, so we're here today to talk about some Star Trek, the animated series. Yep. So, we're here to talk about Star Trek TAS Season 1, Episode 13, the Ambergris Element. It is the 12th episode of TAS produced, but the 13th episode released of TAS, and the 92nd episode released in all of Star Trek. And it first aired December 1st, 1973. So a good 50 years ago. Plus. Wow. 52 years almost.
That's kind of insane to think about.
That's very insane to think about. Yeah.
Like, I think also like the Stonecutter episode of The Simpsons was released 30 years ago, like yesterday.
Wow. That's wild. I mean, you know, you grew up with it, and like you're in your fucking 40s now, so.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, right.
I'm ancient.
Yeah, you're an old man, Pat. Old man, Pat.
I did remember seeing that episode when it aired, so.
Yeah. No, there's things that are like nostalgia culture now, and like retro culture that were like part of my childhood, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see how it is.
I was kind of thinking about this the other day because like someone pointed out, like someone shared a political comic from like 2002 that was just like basically this, like showcasing the same problems we're having today. We're just like, you know, just completely ineffectual Democrats and like and Republicans who are just like, more money for me, fuck you. And it's just like, and it just goes to show like we've had no cultural or societal progress in decades. No. So that's kind of, and so that's probably why it's just like it feels like, you know, things we enjoyed. You know, it just seems like there's been no passage of time almost. For the most part, it's just like you're just like kind of stuck in after 9/11, just been like in a state of arrested development.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, yeah, nothing is like improved since then. I mean, honestly, since the Reagan era, nothing is really improved.
Yeah, 40 years. Yeah, it's just been nonstop Reaganism, and that just means nothing gets better and nothing changes.
Correct. Good for us. Good for us.
Good for us.
So this episode of Star Trek the Animated Series was written by Margaret Arman, who wrote 3 episodes of TOS, including The Paradise Syndrome and The Cloud Miners. She also wrote the animated series episode The Lorelei Signal, which we reviewed before. And an episode of the aborted Star Trek Phase 2. She also wrote for Wonder Woman, so good for her. Yeah. And then this one is directed by Hal Sutherland, who is a legend in the scene. He directed all 16 episodes of the first season of Star Trek the Animated Series. His leaving is largely credited with the incredibly mediocre second season and eventual cancellation of the show. So
I mean, they were putting this, like, even from the first season, they were basically putting this show together by the skin of their teeth. Like,
yeah, it's like, the animation is like shoddy a lot of the time.
Yeah, or just downright like criminal, just smudges and dust left on the cells.
Like, no, dog hair all over the cells and shit. It's like, what are you doing? God, like cigarette ash, dog hair. It's disgusting.
They're probably like animating this in the same studio where like the Shaggy Dog was being filmed. That's one show about the talking dog.
Or the sequel, the Shaggy DA.
the Shaggy DA, which has like one of the best scenes ever filmed in the history of film.
When the dog punching a guy. Yeah. It's so fucking good.
But like, that dog probably just hung out in the studio and just like shook all the time. It was just like like strangely wet at all times and just shaking off and just getting all over everything. Like, get that fucking dog out of here.
So, want to jump into this episode?
Let's jump on in it.
So we start out with the captain's log, and it goes a little something like this: do 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 do. That's how it goes. Captain's log, stardate 454. It doesn't matter. We are orbiting the planet Argo. Argo was once a land planet, now fucking covered in water. We're gonna study the effects of earthquakes on that shit, save their planet, and help with the Federation in the process. The crew lands on a water planet. They're in an aqua shuttle, but they're immediately attacked by this creature. That's like a big lobster fish with tentacles that we come to know as a Sir Snake. Yeah.
It has like almost like a frog face.
Yeah, it's like
red.
It's a big amalgamation of like all Earth creatures, which is whatever.
Yeah.
So they stun the creature using the phasers on the Aqua shuttle, and Captain Kirk orders that the shuttle submerge to take a closer look at the thing before the stun wears off. And they study the creature, but it quickly regains consciousness and it continues its attack. Kirk opens his communicator and asks Scotty to beam him up, but the snake grabs the shuttle and throws it against the rocks. Lieutenant Clayton, who is like only on this episode, and Dr. McCoy are thrown clear and fall into the water, but Kirk and Spock are still in the shuttle and disappear when the vessel submerges in the being's grip. Dun 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 dun. And it uses a lot of that music, that like one song, the Peril song that they have.
Yeah, they really didn't write much else music for this. There's like, of course, like the danger song, like the conflict song, like, and of course like the goofy refrain, you know, at the end. Someone makes a joke and very little interesting or distinct music. You know, there's no music written specifically for any episode.
They have like 5 songs in this entire series.
This is reused every episode.
Every fucking episode. And you're just like, oh, it's that song. Okay, great. Okay, I know how I'm supposed to feel.
To like, I mean, in case you're just like can't pick up on certain cues that are happening in the show, you're like, oh, this music is meant to be this emotion.
It's peril music or lighthearted music or it's kind of bad. This show definitely has the worst music of any Star Trek, hands down.
Absolutely,
without any doubts in my mind.
But still better than Babylon 5, strangely enough.
Really? Babylon 5 doesn't have good music?
Do you take some time and just like on YouTube look up the opening the Babylon 5 opening songs, and it's the worst. Like, I think season 5 is probably the worst intro music out of the entire series, because it's just like the music, and then like they just put lots of like really quick random clips of like things that people have said throughout the series over top of it, and it's just like it's like a nightmare. It's a sensory nightmare to watch and listen to it.
Fair.
And and also like in the first few seasons, there's just like this bwomp type shit and does that.
I hate that. Yeah.
Oof.
Wait.
Yeah.
You mean are you talking about like
it's basically like that, and it's awful. Like, I'm currently going through all the Stargate SG-1 episodes, and it's such a complete difference from Babylon 5, just because like they use all the music from the movie Stargate, and it just pops. It's banging.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You just hear that Stargate theme song, you're just like, I'm locked in. Music's amazing in every single episode. So
for sure.
if you're looking for some good like, and also all the episodes are tight as hell. So there's even goofy and bad ones, but even the goofy and bad ones are still watchable and fun to watch.
So yeah. All right. So next Scotty gives us a log. All right. So
no.
Ship's log, stardates doesn't matter. Lieutenant Commander Montgomery Scott in command. Captain Kirk and First Officer Spock have been missing for almost 5 days, so we have just been drinking. Search parties can find no trace of them or the Aqua Shuttle. I am so drunk I sound like Chekhov.
Isn't it funny, like, this whole conflict, like, they, for an away mission, they brought the captain, the first officer, and the ship's doctor.
Correct.
So they're all in complete danger. And then they send, like, Scotty, who's the third in charge, down to
Correct.
Like, you're just looking to lose all of your command structure on this fucking planet.
Right. Like, they're all gonna be fish people. Like, this entire ship's crew. Like, they're just gonna send them down one by one to look for them. Like,
yeah, there's gonna be no bridge crew at all.
No one's gonna take a hint and just like call Starfleet and wait for someone else.
Yeah. Just all the lower deckers just like going, like, shrugging their shoulders on the ship, like, I have no idea what to do. Like, who's in charge after if Scotty was then to, like, also go missing or get killed on this planet?
Probably Chekhov or Uhura.
Oh, Chekhov's not in this season.
Yeah, that's true. What's her name? The cat.
Oh, Emrys.
Emrys. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Emrys. You want to come over here and touch this naughty kitty?
I'm actually going to bring up Emrys later, the more we talk about this, because there's a point I want to make. Okay. Yeah. Once we meet our denizens of this water world.
Right. Okay. So McCoy, Scotty, and Lieutenant Clayton. So we got eventually find the missing officers, both Spock and Kirk, both with strange mutations, and they have webbed hands and feet and fucked up lungs that breathe water. They fish people. So next we get a medical log from none other than Bones McCoy. Medical log. Stardate doesn't matter. Captain Kirk and First Officer Spock were rescued 48 hours ago. They have no recollection of what happened to them after they were attacked, but medical examinations show an unidentified substance in the bloodstream that has affected their entire metabolism and changed them into water breathers. I wonder if they could breathe cum. Or maybe piss? I'd like to have Spock breathe my piss. He's such a good little boy.
They have the most like Bones is probably the most racist man in Starfleet. So he's probably like, not as he's typing this report up, he's probably also thinking of slurs to call them.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's just like, I'm inventing new slurs at an amazing pace.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What about a logic faggot? Yeah, maybe that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna call them water. It's like, oh my god, Bones. You're putting this in the official Starfleet records. This is never going to be deleted.
I want it that way.
Yeah.
That's what gets my rocks off, you see. So Kirk and Spock are inside a tank filled with water, or maybe a little bit of cum. Maybe a little bit. McCoy tells them they can't identify what's in their blood. And Kirk asks, are you sure the mutation wasn't somehow accomplished naturally? And McCoy says, it's infused into your body. It's at key structural points. It had to be done by injection. And they probably bred you, Jim. They probably bred you with their big, stinky, uncircumcised fish dicks.
They're gonna breed you Oh yeah, you're breedable.
They probably grabbed your supple little butt and shoved it in their slimy, greasy, fishy. They're probably naturally very self-lubricating, Jim. God, I need a moment alone, Jim.
He takes a hypo spray right into his dick.
Yeah. All right.
Calm down, little fella. Oh, put him to sleep for a while.
I'm hard as an Ionian quartz. So Spock reveals that only fish, not intelligent life, was detected on the planet, but thanks to the readings, may be a little incomplete, if you know what I'm saying, a little fishy. So Kirk can't spend the rest of his life confined to a tank and says so. And he and Spock are forced to return to the planet and travel underwater to find the planet's inhabitants, who call themselves the Aquans, in hopes that they will be able to return to normal human and Vulcan people. I don't know. Do Vulcans call themselves people? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Or is that just Terrans? Or
No, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they? They don't call themselves vocal bull.
Vocapole?
I was trying to think what possibly they could call themselves.
So, Kirk and Spock explore the submerged Argo and find a group of inhabitants who hate and fear air breathers. They're like, "Stay back, air breathers. We don't trust you." Why do I sound like Bones? This is the same voice, basically.
Yeah, like Bones. We're gonna need your slurs. Please send them down to us. We use them on these guys.
I guess this is just
for us already.
The voice I use for racists. So they want them to leave. Their young saved them once, but it will not happen again. And the two officers soon find a beautiful underwater city and are taken prisoner. And we got the peril music again, of course.
Oh yeah, peril music.
Peril. So the Aquans agree to perform surgery to return Kirk and Spock to normal. But when Scotty dives down to warn of an impending quake, they become fearful of air-breathing spies. And they're like, we don't trust you, you're spies. And they're like, no, trust us. And they're like, no, we don't. So Kirk and Spock are sentenced as spies and deemed treacherous and are sentenced to death by forced suffocation, which is very heavy for ostensibly a Saturday morning kids show.
Yeah.
Because I think this was shown on Saturday morning in its original airing. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, they weren't really worried about traumatizing kids back then.
Yeah, they really weren't. Yeah, they were like, I'll put a little hair on their chest. I'm like, he's 8 years old. He doesn't need hair on his chest. Don't do that. It's weird, man. So next we meet Rila, played by none other than Majel Barrett. And she can't take the sex out of her voice. Every time I hear Majel Barrett play a character, I'm like, damn, that's that Stone Cold Fox right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and of course they give her big old fish tits too.
Oh, they give big old fish, and she definitely wants to fuck Kirk 100%.
That's one thing. I was kind of wondering during this entire episode. I'm like, okay, so why does a fish need tits?
Wow, that's a very good question. That's like a philosophical question.
Because I guess spoiler, I guess they were changed at one point.
Right.
So that could be why, but But then again, like when we meet other races throughout, in Star Trek, ones that have like been derived from like, say the Cardassians that are like lizard people, but like their Cardassian women still have tits. And so are like these lizard people producing milk?
Yes. Yeah, fucking fish milk, dude. You never had fish milk, dog? It's just pretty good. You just grab a fish titty, give it a squeeze, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just like everything's like standardized for us to understand. It's just like, okay, so yeah, even though they're fish people, they have to have tits. And of course, like our Catwoman Empress, she only has 2 tits. She doesn't have like 6 tits like cats have.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
She just has you don't know that. We haven't seen her with her shirt off. She just has a big top rack, maybe, and then maybe some just like.
Or she's wearing a binder on the other.
Yeah, like a corset. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a binder on them.
She has body dysmorphia about being a cat.
Yeah, and having 6 tits.
Yeah, and she just has like another pair of like C cups on her fucking like knees and fucking. Yeah, she just has to bind them up.
She's like, my eyes are up here, like 2 eyes, not that. Don't be staring at my 6 fully formed C cup tits.
Don't be staring at my hidden 4 or my unhidden 2.
Yeah,
that's the 2-4 rule, baby. The 2-4 rule.
Yep. Yeah, that would be pretty funny though, or awesome.
Very awesome. So Kirk and Spock. No, we already did that. We're on Rila now. So Rila agrees to help Spock and Kirk. If in turn they will help her find a buried ancient city in ruins. These archives may contain a way to reverse the mutation. They discover that the substance in their bloodstreams is similar to the ambergris of earth whales. The reverse mutation is induced by an infusion of an antitoxin made from the venom of a deadly giant sur snake. So the thing that fucking attacked him at the beginning. Oh, it comes around. It's a good thing they studied it a little bit. So the Aquans help them get to the Sur Snake and obtain the necessary medicine. And Kirk nearly dies from the vaccination. And he's like writhing in pain. And they're like, damn, does anyone have some Suboxone? Jim's freaking out, man. I don't know what he took. I think he got some bad drugs at the club. Fuck. Those fish drugs, they're fucked up. Goddamn fish motherfuckers.
Always know your dealer.
Goddamn, those fishes are dirty motherfucking pieces of fucking slimy fuckers.
Like, settle down, Bones.
No, I won't. It's my right as a goddamn federal. I can speak my goddamn mind. Freedom of speech, goddammit.
I'm going to go on X, the everything app. Let everyone know my...
The only 2 apps I have on my phone are X and Grindr, all right?
I don't know. He probably wouldn't admit that he has Grindr. That's like a dark shame.
No.
But then again,
No, it's the future, Buck. You could be gay as fuck and racist too. It's a cool thing now.
An anti-gay and be on Grindr.
Switch leaning bottom. Yeah. So, in orbit, the USS Enterprise uses its phasers to blast uninhabited sections of the planet in an attempt to move the quake's epicenter away from the Aquan city, and also causes an inadvertent side effect. New land masses emerge from beneath the oceanic surface. Grateful for saving their lives, the young Aquans make their ancient records available to the Federation and inexplicably decide to use their newfound medicine to become air breathers and resume life above ground. I'm like, wait, what? Why are they doing this?
Yeah, why would
like,
you do that?
They're like super racist towards air breathers, and now they're like, yeah, no, we voted on it, and everyone actually likes land better. We just been racist for the chuckles. I don't know.
Also, I thought it was funny how like the structures that were that had sunk were very obviously Roman inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you could tell like.
Well, Rome was made by aliens, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but whoever wrote this really wanted to write like an Atlantis story or something, like the sunken city of the lost city of Atlantis.
Yeah,
so they're just like
so,
yeah, it's the same exact story basically.
Right. Yeah, like if you want any more proof that that Rome was built by the aliens. You know, a lot of people are like, Egyptians, ancient Egypt, built by the aliens. How else can you explain it? I'm like, there's lots of ways to explain it. You're just racist and don't believe, like, ancient black people could do that. My contention for Rome being built by the aliens is go see the ancient Roman ruins. They're, like, beautiful. And then meet an Italian person.
And, and that's also true because, like, they... don't know how to recreate Roman concrete because all modern like concrete degrades over time, and so like apparently what the Romans had obviously is still standing today, and it's because like they had this mix that they used that everyone has been unable to recreate in modern day, which is insane if you think about it.
Yeah.
So and somehow that hasn't had some sort of like alien excuse, and that's clearly like, otherworldly if like somehow they're able to build this like non-degradable concrete that that no one knows how to make today, even with our modern technology. Like it's pretty kind of nuts. Like
really makes you think about aliens.
So I would say yes, Rome was built by aliens. Know the truth.
All right. Well, that's been the truth. Conspiracies and truth.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself, baby. So Kirk implores the water people who decide to become land people out of nowhere not to lose contact with their underwater ancestors, and the elders decide to stay underwater because they're like, oh, we can't acclimate to the new ways. And they're like, okay. So the elders declare they will pass an ordinance to forbid that, and this time they will not ignore them. The end of the episode is here. What'd you think?
It's an episode of Star Trek.
It's definitely an episode of Star Trek. It's not great. It's not bad. I mean, it's like, it's fine. Like,
I am glad, this is clearly like something that would have been hard to do with the live action TOS crew.
Right.
Have a whole underwater, them swimming and talking underwater thing. So yeah, right. It's nice that they get to use the animation to do stuff that's like they would have not been able to do back in the 1960s.
I honestly prefer when it's stuff like Giant Spock. Like that shit
exactly.
rocks.
And it's like, oh yeah, they can. The one thing I didn't like is like clearly like the animation was lazy enough where they couldn't even fucking like give Spock and Kirk gills.
That's true. That would have been cool as fuck.
And that would have been so awesome. But they're just like, you know what? We're not going to make new Kirk or Spock animations except for them swimming. That's gonna be the last. It's gonna be the last. We're not gonna do any fucking ones of them with gills. That's gonna be too hard.
I mean, we're getting near the end of the first season. I think there's 16 episodes, so it's not a whole lot left. Because there's only 6 episodes or 8 episodes in the second season. So we might actually be able to finish up TAS, which is the only series we'll ever finish on this podcast. I guarantee you. Oh, besides No, I guess we didn't
Lower
do all
Decks.
Picard. No, we only did 3 seasons. Of
Oh
Lower
yeah,
Decks.
we did. Yeah, did do Picard. Yeah, and Strange New Worlds.
We only did 2 seasons of Picard, and we have done Strange New Worlds from the beginning. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. Never mind. Never fucking mind. Well, there you go. Oh yeah. This episode was fine. I'd give it like a 5.5. It was average at best. I mean, maybe a 5.0, average at best. I'll be generous there. Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's like you can tell like this is before like animation really started poisoning kids' minds, where they start developing like psychosexual attractions to anthropomorphic creatures yet, really, because like, you know, and then of course during like the 90s, you know, the Rescue Rangers and all that like basically created an entire genre of furries.
That and like a thing you need to realize too is like all of these anthropomorphic women they're making on Star Trek the Animated Series, you gotta like a very like femme form and a, like big titties. And they're voiced by Majel Barrett, which is gonna like do things to a kid. You're gonna hear that voice, that silky smooth voice. And you're gonna be like, damn, give me some of that. Give me some of that Marissa. Give me some of that fish girl. Give me some of that.
But yeah, like you don't see anybody that was a kid during the 60s being like, yeah, I'm really into fish girls or cat girls or something. It's
yeah,
like,
right.
No, it's
right.
like
there was no 4chan in the 60s. 4chan in the 60s was like the gay bathhouse.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if maybe it's because there was no internet, where it's just like, you know, like I feel like internet like allowed a lot of that, like because internet was, you know, starting to get popular, you know, in the 90s and stuff, and you know, and so I think people were able to like fully just like become insane. So like and so like back in the 60s there was no internet for like to be like, wow, I thought that fish woman had a killer rack. I'm going to talk about this to people, and then but they were talking to people at like their jobs or like on the playground. They're just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, right. Like you go to work, like, "Hey, you watch that Star Trek? Yeah, that fish girl, that she had a great rack. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what are you talking about? What is that not? Can I not say that? No, please never. Don't say that to me. Don't like, don't talk to me again.
Yeah, they just push the cat girl and the fish girl stuff down until like became until it just like just became a part of recess of their brain. So
right, it was probably a Gene Roddenberry thing. He's like, I wanna maybe like fuck a cat, you know. Or like if a fish had titties, think about that.
Yeah, like Gene Roddenberry is able to just be like, you know what, I'm going to work through this with my work, and I'm going to put it out there, and you know what, and you can love it or leave it, and people are just like, all right, you know,
left.
I mean, I'm sure like Majel Barrett had probably like all of like had probably like cat girl costumes and fish girl costumes in their closet.
You know, he went to town on that pussy the pussy costume.
He was so ahead of his time. Like, you know, he invented Star Trek, which is like, and then he was able to, you know, create this brand new fetish. And he was probably the only person participating in it at that time. And you know what?
Listen, cat girls have always been around. It's just how much have they been accepted since we have domesticated cats. I believe there have been cat girls.
But
now
like
they just have community.
You know, your Joe Schmo. You know, your average American. You know, they didn't have access to like the ability to conceive of the cat girls and like have the money to make elaborate cat girl costumes like Gene Roddenberry did.
True.
Or someone like Majel Barrett, who was probably like totally on board with it. So
100% she was. You know she was a freak the week, every week.
Oh yeah,
52 weeks out of the year. That's my girl.
Yeah, that's why we love her.
Yep. Well, that's been Soy Trek for this week. You got anything else to say about Star Trek?
I think I'm good. Just go watch it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you're watching, just watch it.
Go watch some Star Trek. Probably Deep Space Nine. But, there's good episodes of other series.
Yeah, the guy at work has been, like, dipping his toe into Star Trek stuff. Like, he was really excited to be, like, the other day, is this like, did you know, like, Gene Roddenberry based the Klingons about, like, the Cold War, and they were Russians and stuff like that. Like, he's been doing all this research about Star Trek, and I was wanted to be like, you should watch Deep Space Nine. I was thinking, like, maybe Star Trek will fix him. It hasn't fixed us, but maybe it'll fix him.
It's broken us further. It's
yeah.
But it's also, like, just nostalgic for us too, which is a different thing.
It's true. Yeah, this 22-year-old who's just now discovering Star Trek. So,
oh, sweet summer child, sweet summer child.
But you're about to become insane.
It's been Soy Trek. My name has been Britton.
And I've been Pat.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, or if you'd enjoy listening to any of our other podcasts, please like, rate, and subscribe. It helps us grow. And it helps my penis grow, if you know what I mean.
Oh, geez.
Like popping a couple Blue Chews. Speaking of our new sponsor. No.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
No, I don't want to do ad reads. Actually, I do. I do pretty much any ad read if I got paid enough. So I take that back.
No, yeah. I mean, you could just do riff and make your own Blue Chew ad. And
that's exactly what Cumtown was built on. It's a very
exactly.
Successful podcast was built on that premise, basically.
So Blue Chew, give us money, or Blue Chews. I will take payment in either way.
Yeah, give me payment in that hard ass dick. I want that hard cock.
That would be nice.
Like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts, and please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. Thanks for hanging with us, Soyagers. Be well, travel safe, and scoopity doop doop doo. I don't know what that is. I don't care. I don't care anymore. It's over. Podcast is over.
All right. Well, thanks for checking with us, soy boys, girls, and worldly beans.
Hang dong and shocker.
Soy,
soy, soy, soy, soy, soy, soy. Soy, 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 soy sauce. Soy sauce. Everybody likes that soy sauce. Put it on your fries. Put it on your burger. It's so good. It makes me want to murder. I'm a soy sauce murderer. I'm going to murder your mom. I'm going to murder your dad. And it's not because I am mad. It's because I'm mad about soy sauce. It's my favorite condiment. I said I'm mad about soy sauce. It's my favorite condiment.
Now put the money in the bag and no one gets hurt. Put it in the bag. Okay. Now put the case of Hitachi wands in the bag. And no one gets hurt. Okay, now put the anal lube in the bag. No one gets hurt. Okay.